What's going on? Welcome to Breaking the Set. I'm Abby Martin. As Obama recently asked Congress for yet another blank check to use force against ISIS, attention has been shifted away from America's failed frontier in the war on terror, Afghanistan. Not only is the Afghanistan war being privatized, with contractors replacing soldiers on the ground, but night raids by combat forces have steadily increased, according to the New York Times. The lack of media coverage on this war-torn country is especially unfortunate, considering how 2014 was the deadliest year in the country for civilians since the UN began keeping track in 2007. Nearly 4,000 civilians were killed and 7,000 injured last year, demonstrating renewed violence despite a so-called drawdown in the presence of U.S. troops. The report highlights that 72% of casualties are victims of attacks carried out by anti-government entities, suggesting that groups like the Taliban are stronger than ever. Which begs the question, what in the hell were the last 14 years of war for? Then again, when is invading and destabilizing entire countries to rid them of terrorism ever worked out? One has to look no further than every single country the U.S. government has been bombing for the last 20 years or so to see that in every single case, things have gotten much worse. Libya is a failed state. Iraq is a failed state, and Obama is asking for authorization to bomb it all over again. Yemen is a failed state, and the list goes on. And Afghanistan, well, Afghanistan's the poster child of everything wrong with foreign intervention. See, many people may not understand how progressive Afghanistan really was before it was ravaged with war. Some of the images from the 60s, 70s, and 80s might shock you, with women not even wearing burqas, well-developed infrastructure, and bustling metropolitan centers. The reality of Afghanistan back in the day doesn't bode too well with those convinced that the entirety of the Middle East is destined to clash with the West in terms of cultural advancement and modernity. The beginnings of a democracy were later usurped by the throes of an insurgency originally backed by the West and then Pakistan. This insurgency became what we know today as the Taliban, which after 13 straight years of bombing is stronger than ever. But by all means, let's keep arming rebels and overthrowing the leaders of countries in the name of progress. Now let's break the set.